What's up, YouTube? Flash Speaks, man. Y'all know what it is. Lunchtime. Taking it a little bit early, man. First of all, shout out to Cheryl Swoops. You know, the great WNBA Legend, 4-time champion. One of the pioneers for the modern women's game. Two-way assassin. Two-way beast. Who done won at the college level and has won at the highest level in the pros. 3-time MVP, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, what more can you say? There is no writing the history of women's basketball without including Cheryl Swoops. You literally can't do it. If you're going to write women's basketball, a story about it, a biopic, whatever you want, 20/20, 30 for 30, whatever you're doing, there is no way you can write that without Cheryl, one of the GOATs, even I don't believe in GOATs, but she up there, she in that conversation, Swoops, who right now is being ostracized. And in my opinion, it's almost damn near, assaulted. And they trying to sacrifice her, according to the Christian understanding, of Jesus damn near. Why? Because she has an opinion that differs from the opinion that they want to train and brainwash everybody to have. We living in an environment that if you somewhat criticize this player, Caitlin Clark, and I'm tired of saying her damn name, then you're wrong. You're not only wrong, you're jealous. You're not only jealous, you're racist. You're not only racist, you're mad. You all that stuff. Even if you preempt it with, I think Caitlin Clark's a good player, but I don't think she's as good as you think, or I don't think she's all that. This right here, it's taboo to do. Oh no, you don't do that. And what's happening with her is the media, the people who really running things up top. I mean, this is all allegedly, you know what I mean. But those up top who really running things and deciding on what the topics of these shows are going to be, and all of these types of things, they don't have the heart to do it. They just a bunch of punks. So what they do is they go ahead and get Stephen A. Smith, who's been relentless. They go ahead and get Shannon Sharp, who's been relentless. And it looks really bad. It looks really bad. Like Stephen A. Smith is a guy that yesterday who was saying to Cheryl's, or I believe this was last week, and I dealt with it in a video that I did, who said that Cheryl Swoops looks insane. For when she covered a game where the Indiana Fever had got a victory, she praised the players with the exception of Caitlin Clark. And doing that, you know how insane that makes you look. That makes you look insane. You don't mention Caitlin Clark. Then he goes on to talk about how many damn seats is being sold for Caitlin Clark. He goes on to talk about how many people want to come see her and how box office she is and all this other stuff. Because to him, that's all that really matters. Right? Stephen A. Smith is a guy that had the nerve to mention to Cheryl Swoops something about integrity and how her not praising and kissing Caitlin Clark's ass is going to affect her integrity. The same Stephen A. Smith who basically told Ogumake and told Andrea Carter and Monica McNutt that they need to throw integrity to the side and just go where the money at. This same Stephen A. Smith now want to act like integrity is important. These guys are crazy. When they were discussing the Olympic team and the 12 women roster that was fixed based on the Olympic team putting together their team over the last couple of years, the various trials they went through, the various things they looked at, the various things they considered, looking at all the people they picked, earned that spot, had done things to earn it, had won championships, had won scoring titles, had done various things to earn that spot on that prestigious championship, on that prestigious Olympic team. Stephen A. Smith said, I don't care about none of that. This is what he was saying. His whole argument was, he don't care about none of that. At that time, Stephen A. Smith did not care whether or not Caitlin Clark could play basketball at all. He didn't care if she could play a look at all. All Stephen A. Smith knew was there was a whole bunch of people, and particularly some Midwestern people, some Iowan people, and then others who jumped on the bandwagon right now. He's reading the tea leaves. He said, look at all that money out there. Look at all these people that want to watch Caitlin Clark. Look at the ratings when Caitlin Clark plays. So Stephen A. Smith, he said, to hell with integrity. He said, what's important is the fact that you can make some money from all these damn people watching. I don't care if they KKK people, I don't care if they MAGA people. I don't give a damn if they good people, bad people, whatever it is. All he see is that the ratings of this, the money is that. And he like, hey. So Stephen A. Smith started to develop a mindset. This was clear all year. That Caitlin Clark was the golden goose. She the golden goose. Man, oh man, this is the key for all of us to make some money. And he recognized at that time, he said that other players, even like players like Angel Reese, don't even matter. He knows that Angel Reese has a following. He knows that Angel Reese has people that follow her since LSU and that's rooting for her. He knows that at that moment when Angel Reese mocked Caitlin Clark, in response to Caitlin Clark not only mocking Haley Van Lith, I believe her name is, and not only making Raven Johnson feel bad when Caitlin Clark flagged her in the game, saying, oh, she can't shoot, whatever. We ain't even got to stick her. People ignore the fact that this caused Raven Johnson some serious mental issues for a week or so. They ignore the fact that Angel Reese just explained why she did that. It's part of her personality, loyalty to her friends. She's going to get revenge for her friends. So they know that at that moment that there was a divide in a fan base. There were those who jumped on the Caitlin Clark bandwagon. Number one, because she's a good player. Then number two, some of them because they didn't like the image of a black girl doing that to a white girl. And we're not even going to act stupid out here. We're going to keep it a B-zine buck as we do at lunchtime out here. All right? Stephen A. Smith knowing all this because Stephen A. Smith is not a dummy. Stephen A. Smith actually slipped up and mentioned as damage control on the second day when he received so much heat from his going back and forth with Monica McNutt. Stephen A. Smith admitted right there. He said part of the reason is she's white. That's the way he put it. So Stephen A. Smith ain't no dummy. It's just that Stephen A. Smith, when Stephen A. Smith see dollar signs, Stephen A. Smith believes that this justifies putting all that other stuff to the side. Whether it's some racial stuff, whether the people that are coming are being racist. Stephen A. Smith don't care. He said put all that to the side and let's make money. Stephen A. Smith said to Andrea Carter, and he said to Monica McNutt that the marketing, you girls better learn the marketing. The marketing is more important than the basketball. At that moment, Stephen A. Smith, you lost integrity with people like me who really about basketball. Don't you know that? So Stephen A. Smith, when you sit up there and you say that Sheryl Swoops, someone who has way more basketball credentials, as you admit, than you in the first place, you saying that she will lose journalistic credentials by not speaking, just merely speaking about Caitlin Clark. And then you want to sit there and act like what matters is that she was sitting on there at Gil's Arena talking about Caitlin Clark shot the ball 40 times in college. And that she might not have broken the record because of certain variables that she felt were important. And what you want to do, you want to say that stats matter. You want to quote something from a Nancy Lieberman. You want to sit up there with a Nancy Lieberman and talk about a sister like that in front of the world like that, looking like a fucking nut. That's the type of stuff you into, sir. That's crazy. This dude, Stephen A. Smith, boy. Woo! But I get it. When all you care about is the dollar, the almighty dollar, and that money is the only thing that matters, hey, you don't give a damn about how you look. You don't give a damn. And the crazy thing about it is, Stephen A. Smith doesn't even care if Sheryl Swoops sincerely believes what she says about Caitlin Clark or not. Stephen A. Smith thing is, look, this is a wave. You need to ride it, because that's the way this business works. If you don't ride the wave, they're going to find a way to get you out of here. Stephen A. Smith knows that because he himself has been fired early on in his career. So he knows how it goes. But being the man up there getting $25 million a year will have you think that, well, maybe he could pull a little strings now. Maybe he could be the type to actually support someone like Sheryl Swoops, who just wants to speak the way she feels about the damn game of basketball. But no, Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A. Smith going to keep that loyalty. He going to keep that loyalty to Candyland. Yeah, Stephen? He going to keep that loyalty to Candyland. Boy, I tell you, man, this dude really, 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 really is starting to turn me off, man. And then Shannon Sharp, he said something similar on Nightcap with Acho about the whole thing with, and then he quotes Nancy Lieberman and Lieberman and Sheryl Swoops. This actually fractured their relationship. And then he starts speaking on it. Brother, when you have a situation like that where that happened between two women, and then Nancy Lieberman gives her side of the story, the proper way before you open your mouth is to go find out what happened. You can, I'm sure, get in touch with Sheryl Swoops, sir. You're at ESPN. I'm sure you can get in touch with her and then find out what's going on. Get her side of the story before you open your mouth, brother. That wasn't cool at all. Nancy Lieberman said what she said. She said that ended up fracturing the relationship. She's of the opinion that Sheryl Swoops is in her ego and that she don't want to admit she was wrong about something like that. And this is what prompted Sheryl Swoops to show that she apologized to Caitlin Clark personally through text messages, which shows she's a real one. Yeah, because that's what a real one would do. A real one ain't worried about how it looked to everybody. A real one, if they're wrong, you go admit you're wrong to the person that you said it to. Yeah. And then for some of y'all who think, well, if she made the mistake publicly, she's got to say it publicly. Yeah, that's if you're talking about committing a sin. She ain't committing no damn sin. She used hyperbole. Whatever. Y'all dudes is crazy, man. Shout out to Sheryl Swoops again. Go ahead, fight the fight. You know what I mean? Listen, if these jokers out here think that they can destroy you, along with these Tobies, these Negroid Tobies, these house Negroid Tobies, who jumping on board with that stuff, you got some support here. Believe that. That's always going to be here. Because don't nobody got to walk around here and think Caitlin Clark is the best player, the best rookie, best. You ain't got to believe none of that. Shit, you can have your reasons. Maybe you don't like players that don't play defense. Maybe you don't. That ain't your type of player. And the crazy thing about it is they completely ignore anytime Sheryl Swoops said good things about Caitlin Clark. Yeah, she did. You listen to her podcast, she did. She said many good things about her. Same as I have. And she made it clear that she don't like the damn fan base, which is something that Stephen A. Smith is completely ignoring. And that's why I don't respect you, bro. You boss. She said that she has no problem with Caitlin Clark and she has a problem with the fan base. This is what everyone who's speaking up says. That's what everybody says. But Stephen A. Smith, he ain't going to say nothing about the fan base because he understands the fan base pay money. And at the end of the day, bro, that's what you serve and that's what you about, man. Ain't nobody listening to your little soliloquies, man, about what happened with the situation, man. Don't nobody listen to you. Don't nobody trust you, except for people that are already, them little Caitlin Clark cult fans anyway. No real people. You know what I'm talking about. No real ones, man. Respect you, boss. Let me go ahead, man. Lunchtime over. I'll get with y'all later. Thanks for tuning in. Smash that like button. Peace.